Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show, featuring the Zoom homies, produced by L&K Productions. Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday night, April 4th, 2023. Kind of had to think about the year a minute. Haven't let anybody in from Zoom yet. I will go do that like Ricky Ticky Most Ticky or something like that. Today's been nursery rhyme day for us. I'm not sure why. I think the link should take you to Doug's stream for tomorrow. I was trying to get it to where it would take you to his main channel, but I could not get that to work. And looks like William Dawson is in the middle of mad creating. He's measuring something. Am I not being heard on Zoom? That could be a problem. Okay. I didn't know if I had my settings put back yet or not, so go over here and click on that, and now YouTube can hear Zoom. Wow, that light is not working tonight, William. It's too bright, or
let me move it.
That's better.
There's a middle to figure out another power supply for this, all the stuff I had.
Ah, okay.
Because that's stuff like this.
Well, your background will, whenever you have a background on, that will always make right. I hear dead people.
Oh,
I hope not. Brian Lightfoot says,
that's
I hear dead people.
Alice is a captain of a spaceship.
Yeah, I seen that, and then it popped up that he was student of the month or something. So I'm going to pop chat out. I don't need to have this full screen tonight. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to Ada. I think is how you say her name. Well, she's from Doug's channel. She contributed through PayPal today to the channel, and I appreciate that. And we make her laugh, so that's good. That's a goal that I enjoy to meet every night, and hopefully we can continue to meet it every night. So that I was pleasantly surprised this morning when I got that.
I'm gonna take that one off there. I was just seeing how it looked and got busy with other things.
Which one is that, William?
That was Alex background as a space captain.
I would love for her to join the stream. I would like for a lot of people to join the stream, the after Zoom stream. That's a mouthful. Oh yeah, it is 10:30. I was like, why am I hearing Wheel of Fortune? I forgot I was watching TV out of Las Vegas a while ago, and they are 3 hours behind us. I'll be all right. So some of you are aware that I actually did physical work today. The Zoom homies from Facebook. I raked the leaves and picked up all the sticks and burnt them. And it kicked my butt. I still haven't figured out how I can go walk 18 holes of golf and I get out here and do a little bit of work and it kicked my butt. It's the only way to put it. I don't know Of course, now Mrs. K's theory was, well, you were standing close to the fire and that made you sweat. I said, okay, I kind of buy that. I was sweating, but I was sweating from doing all the work I did. No, you were sweating because you were standing by the fire. So to keep the marriage where it's at, I said, okay, sounds good to me. Since I know she's not watching the stream, no, it wasn't that at all.
Actually, you didn't want to do the yard work.
Yeah, well, I did do a lot of. She helped me do the yard work though, William. She didn't just stand there and watch me work. Surprisingly enough, she was trying to use the hard rake to rake leaves, and that took about 20 minutes to get me to explain to her that you use the leaf rake to rake leaves. That was kind of fun. And then after a certain point, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and just take this out to the fire pit and burn what we got. That was fun. We got 90% of it done, so. And then when I was sitting out in the screened-in porch resting, I kind of looked out the back and I thought, oh man, the tulip bed's got leaves in it. I'm going to have to rake that. So I sat there for about an hour deciding when I was going to rake that, which wasn't today, by the way. Might be tomorrow. Might be tomorrow, but we got bad storms moving in.
So do we tomorrow. That's the reason why I told you not tonight, but tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got it. Well, somebody sent me an updated picture of it, and we're in a marginal for tomorrow, and it really looks like it's going to hit the fan the next day. So we'll see. Steve Dodd. Hello, Steve. Good to see you again, my friend. Glad you understood or got the fact that, yes, it was an April's Fool joke. That's all I'm going to be doing this week is apologizing for the April Fool's joke. It's good to see Steve, though. He sent me a very...
It still wasn't funny, Ian.
He sent me a very heartfelt letter, and I felt bad. That was one of the ones I felt bad about, that it was an April Fool's joke. I thought it was actually pretty good. It convinced a lot of people. So, that's the whole point of pulling off a prank, is you convince a lot of people. And yep. I was successful. And nobody knew about it. Not Mrs. K didn't even know about that. Because somehow, as we know, Mike Wojcik said, had me fooled.
Well, she don't watch your stream.
Yeah, you might find this really hard to believe, but Mrs. K and I talk a lot about what we do on here, and she gives me some ideas, and I run my idiot ideas off of her to see how well it will go over. If it goes over good with her, I'll try it here. If it doesn't go over good, I don't. We communicate. She might not be standing right here beside me, but she's involved in this production, believe me. Believe me. Brian Lightfoot, Ken actually did quit. What you're seeing is his AI avatar. That is correct. And if I had a way to make myself kind of transport in and transport out right now, I would do that. I don't have a way to do that. Hello, Jeff Ryman. Hello, Josh Kinder.
Hello, God.
Don't mean to. W = F times D. Okay.
That's the physics definition of work.
Okay. What does the F stand for?
Force. D is distance.
She was right on the distance then. That's scary.
Well, effort could be force, but it's multiplied, not added.
Oh, yeah, I see that now that you mentioned that. So the no Googling.
I didn't remember it exactly. I had to look it up.
Well, that's fine. I actually did Google it because I wanted to see if what she was saying was true. But this was something Mrs. K learned when she was in school. And she said, you know what the definition of work is? And I'm like, no, I don't. She goes, it's W = E + D. Well, the W was easy. Work. We're talking about work. So I got that right away. I should have stopped right then and there. I didn't. And then the E, I was like, employment? No. I guessed about 5 different E's, and she was like, nope. I said, well, just tell me. And when she told me, I was like, no, I don't think that's correct. Fader Jake says, have I used Chat GPT? I have not used Chat GPT.
My favorite explanation of that stuff, Ken, is that work fascinates me. I can stand to watch it all day long.
You know what fascinates me is construction, which I guess is work, and I can watch that all day long as well too.
I watched my neighbor for 3+ hours dig out the rotten 4x4 on the back of his fence.
Wow.
I gave him my 24-inch crowbar. He beat that thing with a 5-pound hammer. Man, I know he's going to sleep good tonight.
How deep was it buried?
I'd say 26 inches.
Wow.
Mm.
In concrete or just in the ground?
In concrete.
Oh, well, that explains it. Yeah.
Kim, what do you think about my picture I sent you earlier?
What did I think about the picture you sent me earlier?
Yes.
Let me answer that. How do I want to put this? I thought the picture that you sent me earlier. Winter mute with waiting room coming. This might be a good time to make. This might be a good time to make a couple co-hosts. And there's your answer. Was that a pretty good? Was that
was going to happen? That's the reason why I said it.
Was that a pretty good explanation? Did you understand that?
Yes.
Or you want me to do it? You want me to explain it again? Hold on, I can explain it again.
So I got it.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Would you like it in a foreign language?
Filipino.
I don't know Tagalog, and you know that. And I honestly don't know any Tagalog. I know simple things, simple words. That's another part of our conversation today. I was like, well, teach me some Tagalog. What do you want to learn? I gave her a word, and she looks at me. She goes, really? I said, you asked. That's what I want to learn. Brian Lightfoot, work equals force minus the quality of beer that was drunk. Ain't that the truth? That was interesting. About the time I went to let Alex back in, Jim showed up, and that was
both in at the same time.
I didn't click the admit all. I was doing it individually. I sometimes don't like that collect admit all, whatever it's called, because it sometimes doesn't work. So I like to just do it individually. Go catch up on chat. I think I am caught up on chat. Workforce equals force minus. Yep. Have any of you guys used Chat GPT?
No.
Once. To see how it would do writing me up a list of commands for like a router that I learned how to do how to program when I was in college. Just wanted to see how it would do.
Yeah, I have.
Once I typed, it did pretty good once I told it correctly how I wanted done.
What's the website? ChatGPT.com?
No, that's not the website. But if you Google ChatGPT, you'll find it.
You're just going to be hush-lipped about telling me how to do it without going through Google, aren't you? Oh, I should make a co-host. Oh, wait, I did. Go to chat.openai.com and register for an account. No, I don't.
Yeah, you have to register for it.
No, I don't.
You have to give it.
No.
You have to give it your actual phone number.
No.
It doesn't like them.
No. And no. That's no. I will never use ChatGPT if that's what it takes to get it.
I'm just telling you that's what it takes to get it.
Well, he's like a baseball game tonight. That's strike 3.
I'm never going to give you my phone number.
Brian dropped the link over in Zoom chat for ChatGPT, and Oh, you have no. That's if there's a login registration, no, not gonna happen. Guess I'll let him back in. Good to see Mikey Gids. Real good to see Steve Dodd. Wintermute, good to see you as well, Jeff. Jeff and I talked about an hour ago.
I would tell you, Ken, there's very few sites that I know of on the internet that don't require a login to do stuff unless you're just looking at news or something.
Well, you don't have to log into YouTube to use YouTube, do you?
No, I didn't say there wasn't any. I said there's very few. YouTube being one of the very few.
What about myedit.com? That's just two off the top of my head. If I sit here and think about it long enough. Oh, you do understand the concept of a baseball game, correct?
3 strikes and you're out.
You're learning. How many outs do you get in an inning?
3.
How many innings are played?
3.
You were doing so well, too. So you already got 1 out, and this is strike 1 for your second out. I doubt Alex follows baseball at all, quite honestly.
I think you should know how many innings they are there.
No.
Anybody should know that.
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, I'm aware there's a game called hockey, but I don't know that much about it. So I could understand if you don't follow it. Tony Wallow comes through with the correct answers. You are right. 9 innings in a baseball game. Not a hockey fan either. Huh?
Of course, you would bring up something that I don't know anything about and tie it to the waiting room.
I think you don't know anything about many sports, do you?
No.
So I could bring up tiddlywinks and you're not going to get anything right about that. Or marbles.
Bring up badminton and you wouldn't know anything about that.
Do what, Josh?
Badminton.
Yeah, what is tiddlywinks?
Where they take the net and
It's a game.
It's a hard one to explain. Oh boy, how do I think you draw a circle and then you get these little round things and you try to push down on one to flip it into the circle. It's been a long time. How many outs in an inning? That's a trick question, Brian, but okay, Alex. Hang on, Chris. How many outs in an inning?
I decline to answer. I'll remain silent.
I'll give you a foul tip on that one. You have to answer the question. That's part of the shtick. So how many outs in an inning?
9.
I'm holding up the number of fingers, Alex.
3.
Jeff's got his camera off.
0.
That's good. I like that.
0.
Hold on. I'll give you a hint, Alex. There you go. All right. Let's go about this a different way. How many teams play in a baseball game?
2.
Okay, good. How many strikes constitutes an out?
3.
How many outs do you get before the other team takes the field?
4.
3. I'll count that as a foul tip too. So now the other team runs onto the field. How many total outs in an inning are there?
3.
What's 2 times 6?
12, but that's
12.
the answer.
I know that. I'm just trying to mess him up. What's 2 times 3?
6.
So if there are 2 teams and each team is given 3 outs per half an inning, how many outs in the inning are there? And don't say 12 because you'll leave the room permanently.
6.
Very good. Somebody asked what I feel about the ghost runner rule for the extra innings. There's a couple things for this year I'm interested to see how it works. One is the pitch clock. One of these days, I'm actually going to force myself to watch a game so that I understand the pitch clock. And the other is the ghost runner rule for extra innings.
Never even heard of that. What is it?
From what I understand, if the game goes into extra innings, we start one of the innings off with a runner on base with no outs. It's we're
Well,
so
that
making
remi-
this game non-traditional.
Okay, that reminds me of what they do in my grandson's baseball. If it's tied at the end of 9 innings, they put 2 runners on and start with 1 out. And that's in club ball, as it's called. It's not little league, but it's little kids ball. So, okay.
It's okay, so the league has confirmed that the so-called, quote, ghost runner rule will remain permanent. This rule, implemented in the 2020 season, apparently it's been around a while, gives the teams a free runner on second base at the start of every necessary inning following the 9th inning. Oh, that's just a crock of crap right there. Good Lord. What's the next thing we're going to do? Well, since we're in extra innings, let us put the ball on the tee so you guys can hit the ball. We won't pitch it to you.
Let's talk about what we all know best. Tech.
Hey, Alex, I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
What's the most important skill in engineering or technology?
Knowing how to back up stuff.
Boy, I need to get me a buzzer that says,
Or I would say knowing how to back up stuff, or knowing how to Google, knowing how to research.
This is something I learned the hard way, but it applies to other things too. It's knowing what you don't know.
Alex, thinking about that.
Knowing what I
don't mean
know.
specifics, but it's knowing when you are getting into a topic that you don't really understand. And
not trying to bullshit your way through it.
When most people like me have learned that the hard way early in our careers. I'm going to go back to eating now.
Did you say text, Alex?
Tech.
I said tech.
That's what I thought you said. I wasn't sure. Yeah, we discuss text on here so much.
No, yeah, we discussed text on here. If it's you fussing at me and Josh for texting each other on camera.
Hang on, I'm answering Brian's question. Do what? Run that by me again?
You said we discussed text on here so much, and I was like, well, yeah, we discussed text on here. If you fuss at me and Josh for texting each other while on camera.
Yeah, I think it's disrespectful. My show, I can have my rules. Is this not the Ken Stout live show?
Yes.
That's what I thought. So if you guys are sitting there like 2 little chipmunks going, turn your cameras off and then talk to one another. I mean, what's the big deal that you guys want to show us you're texting one another? And don't come back with, what's the big deal that we're texting one another on this? Because I will quote it again. This is the Ken Stout live show. I think. I'm beginning to think it's the Alex Cheek and Josh Kinder show, but I'll put the kibosh on that pretty fast as well.
Oh, you've started to use Doug words. You started to use big words now.
What, kibosh?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Where would Jim go?
Probably to get a drink as bad as this show's going tonight.
Oh, I've already started drinking.
My neighbor and I were talking today. He goes, man, getting old sucks. I'm like, oh, tell me about it. He goes, no. He goes, I went out the other night. I had 2 drinks. He goes, and I was drunk. I'm like, he's as big as I am. He's a little shorter, but he weighs more than I do. I'm like, well, what did you drink? 2-gallon jug drinks or what? And he laughed. He goes, no, they were just 2 regular drinks. All right, Brian, now you really want to go down the sports trivia. How many total pins are knocked down in a perfect game of 300 in bowling?
300.
No, you're wrong.
How many
I
total?
know.
You're wrong. It's not 300.
I
So
think I know.
Well, do the simple math.
120.
yep, 120 is right.
Okay, I don't know then.
120 is right.
But you're talking about just normal 10 pin bowling.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay, so there's 10 pins. You bowl for how many frames?
10
Unless
frames.
the 10th frame is a strike, and then you get 2 extra frames. Thus, if you get a strike in the 11th, that's 110. And if you get a strike in the 12th, that's 120. Oh, he goes, oh.
What's it called if you get 3 strikes in a row?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Yes,
What's it called?
a turkey.
Oh, in bowling? Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Was this going to be sports night? Brian Lightfoot says a strikeout. Swedish meatballs sold at IKEA. For real? I don't know. I don't go to IKEA. And by the way, Jed Roston, I guess Roston? Haven't seen that name before. Oh, look. There was another Doug reference, Alex. Kibosh. Now I'm talking like Doug. I can't. Seriously. Somebody throw him in the waiting room.
I hate it.
IKEA got shut down.
Jim, you better not do it.
I'm sorry, you're telling me.
Oh,
You're
good Lord.
telling me what I shouldn't do?
No, he goes,
Oh,
Jim, you better not do it. He's got all excited.
Too late now. Too late now.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't sit there and tell me what I shouldn't do.
Oh, good. It was the inflection in his voice, though, that I thought was funny.
Yeah, I very rarely I hear that voice.
Well, if we're going to talk sports, let's talk about cricket.
Oh, I know absolutely nothing about cricket except
Neither do I.
it's played across the pond. That's all I know.
Oh, by the
Hey,
way,
what about croquet?
oh, please.
Well, first, let's answer Jim's question. Oh, and by the way,
Yeah, your audio keeps going weird on Zoom. It's like it keeps switching microphones.
okay, you know what? That's a real good possibility. Let me check something here.
Wake up. Call Darren. He'll know what to tell us.
Yeah.
It's set to the Yeti.
Okay. Well, for some reason, it keeps going like it's going between the Yeti and something else, and I'm not sure what the something else is.
It drops way down every once in a while.
Okay, does he really think leaving and coming back is going to allow him to get in anytime sooner? According to the audio mixer, it looks okay. I made a slight adjustment to the Yeti. Let me know how that goes.
All right. Well, it's something that seems to be just every
Constant?
so often your audio drops off a little bit and then it comes back, like it's switching to the headset for some reason momentarily and then going back to the Yeti.
Let me know if it continues, and I'll do some more research,
Okay.
and I'll kind of try to keep an eye over on the mixer as well.
I do know about cricket now, Ian. What would you like to know about it?
The game of cricket you have knowledge of.
I know of the cell phone brand cricket.
Oh dear God.
Bye.
He's just begging for
And
it.
it's not even
Swear
a
to
brand.
God, he's begging for it.
It's a mobile virtual network operator.
Well, who did you put in the waiting room?
I didn't put anybody in the waiting room.
Oh, I
yet.
thought you were going to, and I seen it blink, and I'm like, damn, it wasn't Alex.
They use AT&T towers.
Is cricket one of the major sports there at the University of Arkansas? There's only one of us that lives in the state of
No.
Arkansas.
No, I want to say yeah, but that'll just make you put me in the waiting room. Maybe.
Why? Whatever gives you that idea?
Yeah, really. And it wasn't even me.
Mm-mm.
I know what's wrong with your microphone.
Oh, okay, here we go.
You tripped over the USB cord and damaged the USB port.
I didn't want to tell you guys that, but that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I was hoping nobody would.
Hey, don't make fun out of me. I didn't do that.
Why does he keep insisting to try and just disconnect and reconnect? Is he not getting the hint that that's not going to work?
Who, Joshy?
No, not Joshy.
Oh, Alex? I don't know. I'm going to ask him that question. Watching Alex on this show reminds me of the guy at the dunk tank at the carnival. Yes, it did. So, Alex, why do you leave to come back in? It doesn't. Why? It accomplishes nothing.
I do it so it'll go ding ding, and it'll annoy you.
Then why don't you just download the ringtone?
Yes, if you like it that much, while you're gone this time, download it and put it on your phone.
Oh.
Swear to God, every time.
I know. That's what reminds me of the guy. Yeah.
Right.
Most of the time, though, the guys in the dunk tank were pretty safe because nobody could hit that little target that was about that big around. And I said he comes back in on his own terms. No, he tries to come back in on his own terms. And he's right. He only does that because when the bell is on, it dings and he thinks it annoys me. It does not. Half the time, I don't even hear the bell. Life is like a box of chocolates. I can't wait to hear where this is going.
Is that
Brian
in
is-
your video you sent on Messenger? I was waiting for you to say, I'm pretty tired.
I'll let him back in.
No chocolates for you, Ken.
You know,
Speaking of
I feel
chocolate,
bad that you're in the waiting room. I let you back in. The first thing you do is you come back and put your foot in your mouth. Do you practice this or what? It doesn't take much these days. William, it's fine, okay? And Rick says, bye-bye, Alex. So, I've got another question today, conversation I was having with Mrs. K. I'll bring him back in so he can go back in by putting his foot in his mouth again. The nursery rhyme, Hickory Dickory Dock.
The mouse ran up the clock.
Well, that much I remembered. What's after that?
Clock struck 12.
Close. The clock struck 1. And then what happened? Because then I honestly couldn't remember the rest of the nursery rhyme.
Hell, if I remember.
And when I Googled it, I got some British version of about, I'm like, I looked at her, I go, that's not even close. My recollection of Hickory Dickory Dock had to do with the one comedian that was kind of short and fat. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. But he was like, Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse run up the effing clock. I can't say the word because this is family friendly. I don't want to lose Doug's support. Does anyone remember what happened after the clock struck 1?
Nope.
I thought it was.
Came down.
Well, I thought it was Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1. The clock struck 1. The mouse fell down. Hickory Dickory Dock. That's what I remember it.
You're close.
But we argued about that for about 30 minutes. I have a better idea. Why don't all the Zoom participants go to the waiting room and leave Alex alone in the Zoom meeting? Not my idea. I'm just reading chat. I'm reading the monitor.
Because Ken can't put himself in the waiting room. He can only put everybody else in the waiting room. But if he comes back in as a participant, and makes me the host, then I can put everybody else in the waiting room and leave myself alone.
Well, that's not
You're
going to
not gonna
happen. That
live
you're
that
going to be the
long,
host.
Alex.
So that's not. Do what, Jeff?
See, he's not going to live that long.
No. Nope. I would rather bring somebody that bombs this station on Zoom and make them the host and give you hosting privileges.
Alex mentioned chocolate.
Steve Dodd says, and down he run. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse run up the clock. This clock struck 1, and down he run. That kind of makes sense. Hickory dickory dock.
Alex mentioned chocolate. Look at this right here. My background. Hold on. It should have changed.
Dingleberries.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm going to change it back because it kind of looks.
We drove.
Send Alex some of those.
We drove 35 miles today to go a mile and about a half to get a light bulb for the car because Mrs. K and I argued over if it was a left turn or a right turn. I knew it was a left turn. She was insistent on a right turn. We did that. 35 miles later, we're out in the middle of the country. I said, so, have you seen the parts store yet?
We talking about left turn, right turn. Anybody remember the movie Any Which Way But Loose?
Yeah,
Vaguely, but yeah.
In that right turn, Clyde,
yeah. And orangutan sticks his fist out.
Yeah,
and smacks somebody.
yeah.
I got a technical trivia question.
All right.
What happened on April the 3rd, 1973? 50 years ago yesterday. I didn't see this until today. I don't know why it didn't pop up yesterday.
That's
had-
like 4 months before my birthday.
Does it have anything to do with the Vietnam War?
Nope.
Does that have anything to do with the space program?
No, it's a tech question, though, sort of.
Oh, well, that
The
eliminates my
Apple
next
computer-
question.
Apple computer was released. First
No.
Apple computer was released.
No. The first cellular phone call was made.
Oh. Was the phone about this big?
Big old brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It
phone
was
was.
huge. And it wasn't available for a few years after that, but that was the trial to see if it worked.
Was it actually a cell phone or was it a mobile? One of those mobile.
Well, what do you...
Oh, Steve Dodd, now he's talking about sports. My favorite sports is the greatest spectacle
Well,
in
they
racing.
call it a mobile phone.
The car phones use like VHF frequencies. They only had a few channels.
My wife had a car phone for a while back in the 90s. It's because I wanted her to be able to call me if she got stranded someplace. It was one of those that sat in a boot, and you had to hook it into the cigarette lighter thing.
Why were the
Yeah, we had
numbers?
that.
Why were the numbers for the car phone on the outside of the handset instead of on the inside?
So you could
What
dial
you
it while
mean?
you ride down the road. You
So
could
how's
dial
the
it
audio
while you're
been
driving.
the last few minutes? Pretty consistent? Or is it still fading in and out?
Better.
Can hear you.
I haven't noticed it so far.
Okay, good. I don't know what was going on. So I'm going to spotlight myself based on Steve Dodd's comment and go find the right thing here. So you all know what this is from last year when we went to the state fair. Yeah, I can't wait to go this year. I'm saving my pennies right now, as a matter of fact. This was the Indy car. I just got to get her. I got to get her to take a little bit better angle of not. I don't need me in the VR. We talked about this the other night. I want more of the screen because it's unreal how realistic it is.
Now,
It really
does
is.
that guy have a separate location that he has open all the time that does this?
I got his business card around here somewhere, and I think that he actually does.
I got a better idea. Why don't you ask the guy if he captures the onto the computer and he can send you a file or set up a tripod and press record before you actually start and then get a stable.
Wow, I just found two $20 bills.
I think one of those is mine.
I lost one the last time I went through Georgia.
We're going to see if I can find another one of these. Alex, I did ask the guy about that, and he said he's actually got that in the works. So I don't think this is a good one. I think this is not the best one. I mean, she did great right there with the screen, but it just is not where it needed to be.
Sorry about your business card. I used it to test my shredder.
Did anyone ever lose a bundle of $100 bills with rubber band around it?
Nope.
Why, just the other day. It's funny you should mention that. Yeah, this, I don't know where the other one of this is at. He found the rubber band. I have one more of these somewhere, and I think it's better of the three. I can't find it, and I have no idea where it's at. But yes, I am.
More moody in the floor. I bet there's more moody down there.
I am looking forward to it, and he said he's got that in the works, Alex. Last year he didn't have it set up. The tripod thing's a good idea because I could set it up and not have to worry about Mrs. K moving the camera all around like she does. That's not a bad idea. Bad part of that is I got to carry a tripod around all day at the state fair. So that's, I guess with everything that's good, you got a little bit of bad as well. I don't know.
You just have an auction and auction it off.
What, the tripod?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine and dandy, but then what do I use for a tripod when I need my tripod again?
You buy another one.
With the money I got from auctioning it off.
That's right.
This sounds a lot like somebody's Yeti that we're talking about last night for some reason. Just buy a new one. Carry around a monopad in those situations. I don't even know what a monopad is.
When we all know, he could have probably got by like with what Doug was showing. You could probably got a whole lot cheaper microphone than a Blue Yeti, Josh.
He wants to be cool, Alex.
And I tell you what it is. He wants to be just like me and Ken and Doug. That's what it is. And he wants everything the same, or as close to the same as possible, between his computer and his computer.
Well, I seem to have misplaced that guy's card, and I had it like 2 days ago.
I can kind of understand that.
That's my shredder.
It's a good thing my head is surgically attached, otherwise I'd probably lose it. Somebody
Oh, I
say
ate too
something.
much- I ate too much spaghetti tonight. I had a big ass plate full.
We had a Filipino dish tonight, which was really good, and then she made cornbread about a week ago, and she warmed it up and chopped it up and put it in there, and it was really good. I thought it was pretty filling myself. That's the other thing. I felt so bad this afternoon when I come in. I checked my blood sugar, and we had Subway to eat at, let's see what time we had Subway here. Alex, are you sure DoorDash charges you $10 in tax? I think it's got to be a delivery charge.
No, it's not.
Can you show me your receipt? We had Subway at 4:09 tonight.
I did not order anything from DoorDash. I was just looking at how much putting stuff in the car and looking at how much it would cost me.
And they put it as tax?
If I ordered Burger King,
Yes or no question. They put it as tax?
let me.
We're not politicianing this. You said it with a tax. It's a delivery charge, and the sooner you can figure that out, the better you're going to be. It's not a
ordered-
tax.
If I ordered a 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's, and the nuggets were $9 for 20 piece, they would charge me $9 tax and a $0 delivery charge. So it would
What's
be
McDonald's charge you for tax?
$2.10 tops.
Yeah, they're charging you a delivery charge. It's not a tax. You're already paying the tax to McDonald's. So we had that at 4:09. 2 hours later, after doing all this work, I felt so bad. I thought, I got to check my blood sugar because something's not right here. My blood sugar at 6:18, which is 2 hours and 9 minutes later, was 162. That's within the acceptable range of 180 2 hours after you eat. So
You sent me a Subway pick about 4 o'clock, over 10 after 4 your time. So
I just said 4:09. Yes, it's a taxing question. Yes, tax. Tony Wallace says it's a tax as well. I'm gonna have to do some door dashing just to see what's going
because
on.
every time I go and put stuff in the cart and see how much it costs on DoorDash, it shows up as a $0 delivery charge.
I just can't see it being a tax, though. I really can't. But I will. I have a DoorDash account, as you know, and I will actually use my DoorDash account. And no, it's not going to be sent to 501 West Church, Sheridan, Arkansas. It's going to be sent to my house. Sorry if I'm being too greedy about that. Somebody please start a conversation, questions, math, sports, anything while I'm looking for this. Please, pretty please.
I'm gonna invest in this newish camera.
And yes, you can't hear me because I'm away from the microphone.
Let's all put bets on how long it'll take Joshy to break this new microphone once he gets it.
You know what? You're lucky I'm not the host because if I was, you'd be in the waiting room.
I knew that'd make you say something.
You know, I'll never find this because I got to keep sliding back over here to get close to the microphone. But Josh and Alex just gave me a very good idea. I'm not going to have membership. I'm going to charge people to let me put Alex in the waiting room. Boy, what a brilliant idea.
If I go in the waiting room, Josh goes in the waiting room. From now on, new rule.
$10 a time.
So hang on there, sunshine. Whose stream is this again?
Yours.
I believe it's called what?
Alex and Ken Stout live show.
Wrong answer. Now, he has no way of knowing if I put Josh in the waiting room or not because it doesn't show the participants. I don't think it shows the participants of who's there. I could be wrong on that. Well, doggone it. Now I'm frustrated. I just had that card.
Big, and that'll only happen one time. I'll never do that again.
What's that, Josh?
Wait, my microphone.
Yeah, I would think that's a goal you don't want to repeat. How's Natasha doing?
Good, people. Some people come on Friday or Thursday.
That's good.
So, Josh, what kind of a camera do you have?
With that,
What kind of a camera? What kind of a webcam do you have?
what kind of what?
Web camera.
He has a C270. At least that's the one that I sent him. Whether he's still using that one or not, I do not know.
Does that have a microphone with it?
Yeah, it did. There's a pretty...
Probably work for most things.
Yeah, I can...
Now, I have a 920, which is a little higher model, obviously, but The mic on this one does pretty much everything I need. Now, I'm not a content creator, so I understand if people who are content creators want something.
There goes the donations. Tony.
I updated my webcam.
Oh, did you? What do you have now?
I can send you a picture of it, if I don't know the name of it.
All right. That's
So
fine.
I am going to make a slight change to my audio, and I want to see if you guys notice anything or not. And that change is going to take place in 3, 2, 1. Let me know if there was any change in the audio.
Yes.
Yes, sounds deeper.
That's because I'm talking in a deeper voice, maybe. I'm not sure.
You
Or
on your
or
Darth
if you would
Vader
like,
hat.
I could go, "Sure, you better put me in the waiting room." Okay, so this is with the camera microphone, and it got deeper.
Or a fuller sound, perhaps.
Okay, so now let's go back to the Yeti. Now it's the Yeti. How does that sound?
Yeah, it's
I
brighter.
can notice the difference.
Yeah, you can definitely notice the difference. It's brighter. There's more highs on the end.
Which one's better? Because I have someone possibly in Pittsburgh that wants to buy a blue Yeti from me.
Honestly, I think the Yeti sounds better.
I'm keeping it then. Sorry, Josh. Votes in. I'm keeping my Yeti.
Yes, I do have to agree. If the Yeti sounds better.
Well, that's good because that
know.
was the whole point of buying the doggone thing. That's cool. All right, we'll keep the Yeti. We'll keep the Yeti
And I know
as.
you're fixing. I know you're fixing to be happy because I was just told that I have to go to bed. So I know you're gonna be happy that I'm gonna be on here, so you can not have to be by your mouth to click me and put me in the waiting room every 2 minutes.
Are you coming back on your phone?
Yes.
Oh, I got that to look forward to then.
Oh darn.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Oh, darn what? All right, I'm going to go find something here. Wow, we're coming up on an hour already. Yeti. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Yeti. The Yeti has won. I mean, I bought it for this reason, and it seems to be the choice of Zoom and YouTube, so we will stick with the Yeti. And what am I looking for? Yetis always have a deep voice. They say so say the Himalayan monks. I was thinking earlier today, while Mrs. K and I were talking, that I was thinking of going to that silky smooth voice I used to have back in my single days. Oh wait, I got married at 18 out of high school. I didn't have the single days for that long. Anybody got anything they would like to bring up? New camera I'm thinking about getting. Is this a Brio?
No, I've got 2 Brios.
So,
Well, that's-
Josh, is that the camera you upgraded to?
Yep.
Yeah, you're obviously using a different camera to show us that camera.
Was that?
You know what brand is it? Is it a Logitech? I don't recognize it.
Does this take us to a JZ 2 cents link?
Yes.
Okay, then it's the right one. I was thinking there for a minute. I went to the wrong place, but all right, I'll watch that later.
Yeah, I'm giving it some serious consideration.
I'm still leaning toward actually getting the Brio and checking it out. Jeff, that is so true. Jeff sent a thing to me on Facebook. 2 people in a golf cart said, "It's not hard to keep your ball in the fairway as long as you're not picky about which fairway." Oh, believe me, I can relate to that. I've actually played, because there's, let's see, 5, 14, or 5, 13, and 12 are just all, well, you can't see my camera because I don't have it on. So 5, 13, and 12 go up and down this way, and they're consecutive or adjacent to one another. I have teed off on 5 and ended up on 12. I have teed off on 12 and ended up, 5, 13. I've teed off on 5 and ended up on 13. I've teed off on 12 and ended up on 13. I teed off on 13 and ended up on 12, and I've ended up on 5. I can relate to that. I really can.
Is the Brio like a step up from the C series cameras in Logitech?
Oh yeah, without question.
All right.
Without question. You can get up to 4K on the thing.
Okay.
My neighbor came over briefly today, and we were talking about the water heater, and as our conversation always does, we turned to golf, and it was kind of interesting. And I'm not going to be able to find this right now because I don't remember where I put it. I know I have a very good video from the state fair, but with my wonderful organizational skills that I have no idea where it's at.
Be back after I get some coffee.
Yeah, I debated on making coffee or not, because I debated on whether I was going to try to stay up all night or not. She gets off at 6 if she gets out on time, and she's got to do what, Josh? Do what? You broke up.
You like to blow my old microphone out?
No. Do what William said last night. Put it on eBay as is, broken, doesn't work, can be repaired, and sell it cheaply or donate it to somebody that needs it. No, don't throw it away.
And if you want a picture, if you got a still camera, take a macro shot of the USB port and show that's what's broken.
So Steve Dodd mentioned earlier that the only sport that he talks is a spectacle of racing. Growing up around the Indianapolis 500, I too used to think that was the greatest sport there was. Well, besides basketball, because when you're 6'4" and 12 years old, basketball is your life. And then motorsports or Indy cars was right behind it. I didn't like NASCAR for the longest time. But yeah, I have fond memories of the 500. Some of them good, some of them bad. I remember when Art Pollard got killed in practice, 1973. I remember when Tom Sneva broke the 200-mile-an-hour barrier. I was actually down in the snake pit for that one, so I remember it, but, I didn't actually witness it, if you know what I'm saying. God, I'm starting to sound more and more like a Filipino every day. This has got to change.
Can you submit our family? When my grandfather worked Daytona Speedway, you'd be right down in the pits.
I've been in the pits. I got, for the start of the 1983 race, I lied my way in the grandstand at the start-finish line. I didn't have tickets to be there. And I wanted to see the start of the race from the start-finish line. So me and this girl I was with, I said, come on, we're going to get up here. She goes, how are you going to do that? We don't have tickets. I said, watch this. We go up to the guard. He goes, where's your tickets? I go, I don't have tickets, sir. But you see that guy standing right up there? I had no clue who this guy was, okay? None. He just happened to be standing up and waving. I wave back. I go, that's my uncle. He's waiting for me. And the guy goes, go on up and see your uncle. No idea who this guy was. We used to take all our motorcycle into Churn 3. Now, that's funny. Brian should mention Churn 3 because I was a Churn 2 guy. And more specifically, I was a short shoot between 1 and 2 because you can see him coming down the front stretch into 1, all the way through the short shoot, around 2, and all the way down the back stretch. Great seats. Awesome seats. Just fantastic seats. And then I go and get myself in trouble the last time I was out there when Barney Fife threw me out. That was funny. I thought it was funny. I'll be right back. Going to end the stream here in a minute anyway. I'm going to get me a cup of coffee for the after Zoom stream. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put the conditionals. If you'd like to join us on the madness that's called the after Zoom stream Zoom, send me an email to kstout zoom z00m at gmail.com. And I will vet you, let you get the link, and then we will go from there. So somebody please carry on a conversation. I've only asked this 6 times tonight and nobody said a word. What makes me think this time is going to be any different?
Beats the hell out of me.
Josh, seriously, you can put it on a site like eBay, Craigslist, or any of those whoever's trading site near you, and people will buy it for parts.
Okay.
You might only get $25 for it, around $25, what they normally listed for, but it's still quarter or halfway to what you paid out, the new one. And if it's you do a site, you gotta ship it to them. The buyer pays the shipping. You don't want to pay the shipping.
Plus, too, you have to look at it from the point that if you throw it in the trash, you're getting absolutely nothing for it. If you sell it on eBay for $25, $30, you're getting some pocket change, which is always a good thing. I sure hope that's not a drop of blood on the floor. Nope.
We're gonna take it down my amp and see if it works down my amp. If it doesn't work down my amp, then it's pretty much done.
Yeah, that's what Doug suggested you do, as we suggested last night. If you know, when are you going back to your aunt's this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going back both days.
If you can wait and see, I mean, wait and see. So I am going to check the time on the stream, and we are at...
I ordered another microphone.
Another Yeti or a different microphone?
Another Yeti.
Okay.
It will be your Saturday.
So it'll be there waiting on you when you get home from your aunt's, right?
Yep.
So if you take your current one to your aunt's and it works, then you can just turn around and tell them that you want to return it and send it back, right? I'm going to put 50 cents on it, though, that I don't think it's going to work at your aunt's, because that port that you showed us last night on that picture was pretty messed up.
Yeah, look at that corner broke off the connector there. Inside the B port, look at that corner broken off.
So I can't go all the way back to the beginning of chat for some reason, or can I? I don't think I can, because I refreshed trying to get Doug's link to work. So I know Alex was first. I think Bobby Worm was second. I think Greg was third, because I'm looking at Alex, you beat me. Did you get a text from Ken? I do not let people know when I'm scheduling the stream. Tonight was a little earlier. Usually it's between 9 and 9:30.
Right.
So, great. Right. Now, I used to, back when I was first starting out, and some of you may recall this and were lucky enough to be recipients of, I would send an email going, I'm going to be live in 10 minutes. See you there. William Dawson was there fourth. Tony Wallow. Tim Soul was fifth. Jeff Ryan, well, actually, Tim was sixth. Jeff was seventh. Wintermute was there. Fader Jake was there. Good to see him. Steve Dodd was there. Really good to see Steve. Ida, I hope you're watching. Again, thank you for the contribution. I do appreciate it. And I will put it back into the channel somehow. Mike Wojcik was there. Brian Lightfoot was there. Jed Roston or Roston, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. He made one comment and then bailed. So he may or may not be back. I think that's everybody. I don't have an outro other than good night. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10:30 scheduled. Hopefully we'll be there because, oh wait, no, tomorrow she's only one job. Yeah, 10:30 tomorrow night, no problem. Thank you so much. If you want to join us in the Zoom, please send me an email to that email address and we will go from there. Have a great night. No daily Da Vinci tomorrow. Relax, Greg.
I intend to.
I thought your daily Da Vinci was going to work on an outro tomorrow.
Actually, I've got other things I'm doing, but I could do that as well. So, no daily Da Vinci tomorrow. No premiere tomorrow. No nothing tomorrow. Good night. I'm going to turn off that. Turn that off. Let me know when you have